2% increase to Social Security benefits in 2024. The latest projections have been released. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I do want to share with you the latest projections in regards to how much the Social Security raise will likely be in 2024 based on the latest economic data. This would also impact about 70 million beneficiaries receiving Social Security retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and VA benefits. Let's get into it and discuss all the details because, in my honest opinion, this seems like a very, very low number, especially based on what we're currently seeing going on out there right now. But we'll talk about all of that right here in the video. Let's get right into it. However, really quickly before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're looking for daily updates on everything going on right now, especially as it pertains to you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything popping up in regards to Social Security, retirement, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, low income, no income, seniors, older adults, and of course people with disabilities. This channel is your one-stop shop as I'm looking for everything out there going on right now, breaking it all down into these short videos and bringing you the latest updates literally every single day as things are changing very rapidly. We're also getting a lot of new bills, packages, and proposals out of Congress. We're getting new announcements out of lawmakers, new information out of the administration, a lot of things that are changing right now. And again, I want to break it down into these short videos so you can understand what is actually going on and how it may impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, and of course, your bank account. So again, thanks so much for joining me. I'm here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and that's my promise to you and everybody here in the community. And as always, I'm sticking to it. So again, thanks so much for your support. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. We need to stick together through this time, and I'll do whatever I can to help you out as much as I can. So thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about a projected 2% COLA next year in 2024. As of right now, I don't know. Seems a little fishy. Does anybody smell fish? I do. Well, I don't really. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying, right? Anyway, my point is, which by the way, no, my little room here does not smell like rotten fish, okay? That's gross. Anyway, sorry. Let's get into it and talk about what's going on here because I want to talk through the details because these are the latest projections that have just come out based on the latest economic data, and they're now saying we could be looking at a 2% COLA next year in 2024. Really? Okay, let's talk through the details. Here's what's going on here. So about a month ago, we got some projections that came out and said, we're looking at about 3%. Now, to be fair, I even thought 3% was sitting really low. In fact, I would say something more along the lines of like 5.5%, 6% would probably be more in line with what we're really looking at based on real economic data and real inflation that is actually happening right now, which by the way, even 6% in my honest opinion is still conservative. I feel like to keep up with real inflation on things that people are actually buying right now, like shelter, rents, housing, healthcare, food, transportation, all of these things like this, inflation on these items is way above 6%. In fact, anywhere between about 7.5% and 10% is more realistic on all of these items. But again, even a 6% increase would still be pretty nice, but still well below what we're really seeing right now. But based on the latest information, here's what they're now saying. So about a month ago, they were coming in saying, oh, we're looking at about 3%. Now they're saying we could be looking at 2%, possibly even less than 2% for a potential COLA next year in 2024. I don't really get where they're coming up with these numbers because here's the thing. Inflation is still sitting at about 6% across the board, averaged out on a lot of different things. But like I said, if we look at the most recent economic data and the most recent inflation reports, we can clearly see that food inflation is still around 11%. Shelter, as in housing, is still sitting around 7.5%. Healthcare, still sitting about 7%. So, what are we really looking at here? Because these numbers don't add up to me, right? Where are we looking at a 2% number? Now, obviously, I want to say this much as well. I completely understand 2024 is still a long time from right now. And of course, we don't want to wish time away. At least I don't, right? Because it seems like time is already zipping right on by very, very quickly. But I completely understand, yes, 2024 is still a very long time from right now, several months away, and these are just projections at this time, okay? Nothing is written in stone quite yet. However, what we do need to watch very closely are the three very important months, including July, August, and September. Now, these are the third quarter of 2023, and these are the 3 months that will determine what the COLA will be for 2024, okay? It does not matter what inflation does, January, March, February, or sorry, how did I say that backwards? Sorry, I promise. I know the months in order, okay? Let me say that again. I can't believe I just said that. Let me try again, okay? January, February, March, April, May, June, and then October, November, December do not matter, okay? Inflation, all of those months essentially doesn't matter. It all comes down to 3 little months throughout the course of the entire year. July, August, and September, which, by the way, right there in the middle of summer, not such a bad time of year, right? Happens to be my favorite time of year because we're not buried in snow, right? But anyway, these are the 3 months that they look at, the third quarter of the year, and they compare it over the third quarter of the previous year, okay? And then they determine how much the COLA will be for the following year. But based on the most recent inflation data, they're just kind of projecting out in the future saying, well, if things stay constant, if things stay where they currently are right now, we're going to be looking at about a 2, maybe even sub 2% COLA in 2024. That would be, honestly, in my opinion, again, an insult, a complete insult to about 70 million people who rely on these benefits. And again, even this year, 8.7%, not bad, looks pretty nice. But again, we all completely recognize, has that 8.7%, I forgot the 0.7 there. Sorry, has that 8.7% COLA that we all got at the beginning of this year, 2023, has that made up for the increases in prices? I think we can all answer that together. Should we all say it together at the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. No, right? So basically what we all understand is that the 8.7% COLA, even that big old raise, did not keep us up with the actual increases in the cost of living this year in 2023 based on, like, all the things that I mentioned. And that's not even everything, including shelter, housing, shelter and housing is the same thing, healthcare, food, transportation, and the list goes on and on and on. Are prices up more than what your raise has actually garnered this year, right? So let's just say this much. Let's just say that you're an SSI beneficiary. Your raise from last year over this year, the maximum benefit increased by, $73 a month? Or let's just say a Social Security beneficiary receiving, so let's just say an extra $90 a month. Are your living expenses more than how much your raise actually accounted for, right? I think we can all agree with that. Yes, significantly more. And then again, if you're a SNAP beneficiary, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program beneficiary, your benefits were probably reduced as a result of the increase to your benefit, as in your Social Security benefit, because, well, now you have more income, right? So when we look at it at the end of the day, did anybody really make out more money this year than what we were getting last year if we add it all together and minus off any deductions? Well, we're probably not sitting too far off of what the benefits really were last year, okay? So again, when I look at this 2% number and the latest projections coming out, I feel like it seems a little bit confusing to me that how can they come out and say when inflation is still sitting around 6% based, averaged out across all of these different things, as in the basket of goods that they look at to determine inflation with the CPI, as in the Consumer Price Index, how can they really say that the COLA is going to be only 2%? Or even less than that, less than 2%. They might even say less than 2%. That's not really realistic based on the real world that all of us are living in. But then again, where these numbers come from, a lot of times, a lot of us probably scratch our heads wondering, where did they really come up with this? Because this is not what's really going on in the real world, which also, by the way, which would also lend a little bit more support to Congress actually changing the way that the COLA is calculated from the CPIW, Consumer Price Index for Urban Wage Earners and Clerical Workers, to the CPIE, which is the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, which actually runs a little bit hotter which actually runs a little bit hotter as in regards to inflation and would actually boost those benefits up a little bit. Now, it would not be several percentage points, but rather it'd probably be just a few tenths of a percentage point. But either way, at this point, we'll take anything we can possibly get, right? So we'll take a little bit more if that's the case. But either way, I want to bring this latest projection to you. But again, right now, I want to say this much. We know this, which is this is not written in stone. This is not the official announcement yet. We will get that one in mid-October out of Social Security, and as of right now, that is still several months away from right now when we will get that announcement out of Social Security based on inflation out of the third quarter of 2023 over the inflation from last year, 2022, the third quarter, okay? Either way, I want to bring this to you to let you know what's really going on here. And again, let's not worry about it too much right now, but it is something I want to continue watching very closely going forward because these numbers seem very suspicious to me considering what is really going on, what we're really dealing with right now in regards to increases in price, inflation, and all the things like that. And then again, they're trying to tell us, oh, well, maybe if we're lucky, we'll get 2%. I don't consider being a 2% increase being lucky. I feel like we certainly didn't get lucky that time. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. 2% does not seem like a lucky hit to me. If we're talking like 10%, then I'd say, wow, we really lucked out this time, right? Not bad. I'll take a 10% increase. But 2%? No, I don't think that's very generous. So either way, of course, we got to continue watching this very closely. And again, I will continue watching all the latest details, any further updates, any further projections, or otherwise, any new bills, packages, proposals coming out of Congress. There's a lot of things that are happening right now. And again, I will continue watching that closely and bringing you the latest updates right here in these videos. So again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Also, leave your comments, your question, your feedback down below. I do my best to read as many as I possibly can. And again, make dedicated videos where I see fit, coming in, answering those questions that I do see down below in the comment section. So again, I want to bring you the latest updates. We got to stay tuned. Even though this is several months out, we still got to pay attention to this because at the end of the day, it will impact your monthly benefit in a pretty big way, right? I think we can all probably agree with that. This directly relates to you and your money. So probably pretty important to watch this, right? Anyway, enjoy your day. Have a good one. Take care and catch you again later in the next video.